Us back from New York at the United Nations, and we're going to talk about what's happening there now. Well, hello, Janet Miranda here, Executive Director of Priests for Life. And last week, I traveled to New York to attend meetings that are called the Commission on the Status of Women. Now, that whole commission was started 30 years ago, and they had the big conference in Beijing. So you might have heard about the Beijing conference. This is what it is. It's the Commission on the Status of Women. It happens every spring for 2 whole weeks, last week and this week. So I attended some of the very important meetings last week. And Priests for Life, by the way, we're an NGO, a non-governmental organization at the United Nations. And we submit statements when these meetings happen. Now, you can imagine, and of course, there I am at the conference, a picture of me. And there's another one with the UN flag and the New York State flag, of course. And, it was a great opportunity because as an NGO, we submit a good, strong pro-life statement. Because when you say the status of women, so some people think about, job opportunities. Yeah, that's all great. But the left puts in all kinds of stuff for abortion. They make that as it's helping women, abortion. Of course, the whole code word they use, reproductive health. And so these meetings happen, statements happen. And, with Trump being in the White House now, I was actually getting extra thanks from, this is a pro-life group that was there. A lot of pro-life groups were there, and especially the African nations. They were thanking me for getting Trump in, because they said, Janet, now we will not have all this abortion and contraception forced on our people. See, because you're hearing a lot about DOGE and USAID. Well, the aid that we're giving to these countries, what they want the aid for is to help women in childbirth, to improve women's health when they're having their babies, and for the babies up to 2 years old. That's kind of the main thrust of the kind of help they want. And some of the countries need help in providing clean drinking water. Well, during the Biden administration, in order to get that kind of help and funding, they attached abortion and contraception to it. You have to accept this to get that. Now with Trump, that's out the door, gone. And real help is starting to pour into those countries. So they were thanking me. I met women from the Liberian delegation, and I met other women from the Nigerian delegation and other African nations. And they were, oh my gosh, so grateful, so thankful. So see, brothers and sisters, elections have consequences. That's the point here. So with Trump in the White House and DOGE, they're going to look at all that money USAID was giving for transgender and all this other junk. They're going to get rid of that funding, and they're going to channel it to good, clean funding for these nations. The other problem at the United Nations, too, during this conference was the discussion on the abortion of the girl child in China, in India, and other countries. They prefer the male child. So the most dangerous words in those countries sometimes is, it's a girl. And so there were very strong statements about not being, so to speak, prejudiced about the girl child. And so one big victory was, because of the Geneva consensus, which 40 countries have signed onto, they did a big pushback on the language. And guess what? Pro-life language was accepted, and the pro-abortion language was kicked out. So that's one of the results of having a pro-life president, and of course, all these pro-life delegations pushing hard. That's what we do here at Priests for Life. See, there's a lot of little things we do that maybe you don't hear about. So I thought it was a great thing to kind of, get you up to speed about what's happening at the United Nations, again, last week and this week. If you want to see more and read some of the things and watch some of the sessions live, just go to unitednations.org, and you'll get your window in to what's going on at the UN. Anybody got a question? I'm taking questions if you have one. Anything good? No? Just everyone's telling me thank you, amen, which I love. Thank you, yes, thank you, amen. And brothers and sisters, that's why, your support of Priests for Life is so important because we do participate in the UN. We're one of those organizations giving that pushback. So I want to thank you. And you could always go to prolifegift.org and make a donation to Priests for Life. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. So you can help support our work at the United Nations. This is Janet Morana, Executive Director of Priests for Life. Thank you and God bless.